Orphan First Kill is today's review, and if you're just clamoring for a prequel film set before the events of Orphan, released, 15 years later, then this is the movie for you. I don't know if there was such a demand for it, but you gotta figure these studios must be kind of keeping track of how certain movies are performing in the streaming age, and they kind of maybe look at something like Orphan and say, hey, this movie, it's from so and so years ago, but it's still getting a lot of plays, and a lot of people are watching it still. I think it's popular enough to warrant another entry of some kind. So while the original, I believe it was released through Warner Brothers, this one is through Paramount, because it was a Paramount Plus exclusive direct-to-streaming film, kind of from their department of one-off prequel, take the money and run projects, I guess. Like we had this, and then there was the Pet Sematary prequel last year. Now we have the Rosemary's Baby prequel, all from Paramount Plus. So I guess they're in the business of that. So really, what can a prequel to Orphan offer? Because we do know from the first film, we know that there is like this little bit of backstory, how she was with a different family originally, right? So I guess there's sort of a story to tell there. Where it begins, it does begin with her in that mental asylum, and it shows her escaping, and then her plan is this. She finds an American family whose daughter had gone missing several years ago, and she decides, hey, I look just like her. And so her plan is to act like she's the daughter returning. She'd been kidnapped and sent to Estonia or wherever it was, and she'd come back to her loving family, and she's going to take the place of the missing daughter, right? So that's kind of interesting, I guess, but I'll say this. It's a lot easier to swallow the concept of the family in the first film not having any knowledge prior of this supposed child, when in reality, of course, we know that Esther is really a 30-something-year-old woman. We buy that she fools them all into thinking that she's a kid, right? I mean, it makes sense. We look at the movie and we're like, we'd be fooled too. But then this one, it's like, what? The family doesn't recognize their own daughter. There's a mother played by Julia Stiles, and a father played by Ross of Sutherland, son of Donald Sutherland, and a son, all in this family. And so, like, they don't, even though, like, I think 5 years has passed since the disappearance, she's just so much alike. Like, aren't there any, maybe, I don't know, like a freckle, a birthmark, something that they want to check? I don't know. Are they that stupid, or are they just that desperate to believe that she has returned because they miss her so much? So that's kind of what you have to suspend your disbelief a little bit. Added to the fact that, the actress who plays Esther, she is older this time around, Isabel Fuhrman. So she was, maybe like 12 years old for the original movie. Here she is, she's in her 20s, and so they do a lot of trickery to make the effect convincing. Some makeup effects to make her look younger, some forced perspective, even like having these like stilt shoes on the other members of the cast to make them look taller than her, or to make her look shorter. And it works fine. But she's a little bit noticeably older in the film, but whatever. You just kind of go with it. with the film, I guess. But it's like really, you kind of feel like it's this tiresome thing. Like, really, are we just doing the same thing over again? Like, she's trying to fool the family, and she's getting caught in lies here and there. So how much can she maintain it before things kind of reach, the boiling point, before she gets caught and then switches to murderous rage or whatever. That is where I was like kind of getting tired with the movie. I'm like, we're really doing this again, huh? The thing is, though, and I'm not going to give away spoilers with this movie, but there is a point, maybe like an hour into the movie, where things veer off a little bit differently than what I was expecting. Kind of its own kind of twist to the movie that kind of makes things all the more different for this situation that Esther is in with this family, and it actually works really well. So there's a whole different kind of battle of wills going on between her and the family, which is much different than the original film. So they don't quite retread it. They do something a little bit different, which I kind of liked. So the movie it was actually kind of losing me for a little bit, but then it pulled off something kind of cool. I think, at least, something that I wasn't expecting, something that was surprising. So I like that, and it moves forward from there, and gives this Esther character different opportunities than what was granted to her in the original film. So it has a little bit more, I don't know, fun with her. Though it does, I'll say this, though, we would look at Esther as a villain character, an antagonist character of some sorts. This one, it gets a little close to making her almost like heroic in a way. Not really, but like close to it, if you know what I mean, like an anti-hero, I guess. It goes a little close to that, which I kind of don't like. I'd rather just see her as straight up, villain that has to be subdued in some kind of way. But it's not too bad with that. She's still kind of a villain, but she's just in different company than what she was in the first film. And the results are different. But obviously, as it would all turn out, it does kind of lean itself into and transition to basically where we see her in the first film, working as a prequel leading into it. So that was done well. Is it a better movie than the original? No. Is it equally as good? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. It's just that definitely like the surprise is gone of knowing that Esther is, actually a full-grown woman, grown-ass woman. But I think they make up for it with other stuff. But I mean, obviously, with any kind of prequel, it kind of uses the original film as a basis to its own story. So usually in all cases, the original is going to be better, right? So, it's an okay movie. It's all right. I'll take the original. This is fine if you just can't get enough of Esther and her wild antics after watching Orphan, and you just need a little bit more. Then hey, this might just hit the spot. So that's what Paramount Plus has to offer with Orphan First Kill. Not bad at all. It was all right. So that's my review, Orphan First Kill. Thank you very much for watching. We're doing 31 Days of Horror here on the channel, doing horror movie reviews throughout October. Hope you'll stay with me, and be sure to comment, rate, subscribe, all that good stuff. Stay tuned for more, and until next time, I'll see you later, and stay scared.